This is a video on how to remove the spring on your Manitou Tower Pro 29 fork. This is the Mars Air system, and they come with anywhere from soft, medium, firm, and extra firm springs. And it's really based on the weight of the rider, and a nice way to custom tune the Manitou Tower Pro fork, which is pretty unique to these model forks, is how easy it is to do. And so this video is going to show you how to change that spring. So step one in doing this, first I clean the fork a little bit, just so kind of keep everything clean so you don't contaminate the internals of the fork when you take it apart. But you do have to remove this casting so you can access the internals. So the way you do that is looking behind the fork as you would be sitting on the bike looking at it. Go to the left side leg, and if you look on the bottom, we have to remove that bolt, the left side leg. So to remove the bolt on the left side of your fork, the trick to doing this is to put pressure down on the arch, then unscrew. If you don't do that, this will just keep on spinning as there's nothing attaching that end of the fork and holding it fixed. So putting a little pressure down on that arch allows you to remove this without spinning too much. And there it is. Now to do that, you'll need a 1.5 millimeter Allen key. We'll go ahead and take that off. Now I do not use the ball head because this bolt is pretty small and fragile. So unscrew that. And there's your rebound adjuster. Okay, from here, where you've removed your rebound dial, which would be the right side fork leg if you're sitting on the bike, or drive side, you take your 8 millimeter Allen key, I do use the ball end on that, and thread it into the fork until you can pull this crown off. So from this point, we're going to remove the lower casting. We've already removed the rebound knob. And one thing I've learned, the Manitou tech manuals tell you to drain it over a catch pan. This is one of the ways it really helps to have a bike stand. So I clamp it in the stand, then just hang it over a bucket. So then we'll show you how to pull that off. A matter of pulling off the lower legs and letting them drain. Okay, so from this point we've already started unthreading the air chamber side. This is where you put your air in. We've removed the castings, and it's same looking as this side, but you'll know because it doesn't have this threaded screw. So the side that doesn't have that threaded screw is what we're going to pull out. To do that, we unscrew this, and just a note, it's recommended to use a 22 millimeter wrench. We do not have a 22 millimeter wrench, so we just used an adjustable wrench. One thing I did learn is that you should degrease this. It is plastic and it is pretty slick, and it's really easy to slip your grip, and then you will damage this bolt here. So we take this out. Out comes our spring. This is the soft spring set up for Don at 140 pounds. We're going to be putting in our heavier spring for 200 pound plus riders. Now there is a push rod inside as well, and to get that out, there it is. So this is one of the reasons why I prefer to work with this off the bike. Now since we've already done this is just for showing you. This is already the heavy coil spring, so we're just going to stick everything back in. But normally you would re-grease everything, switch your spring, which is not mechanically attached. Get the push rod back in, which I do with the fork upside down. Coil on top of that. It's here. Then this screws back in. Okay, so next thing we have to do is put the casting back on. So we're in the process of installing our lower casting onto the Tower Pro fork. For the semi-bath, you should use a 10 weight 40 oil. We're using Buzzy Shock Nectar. Manitou says this is fine to use. If you have questions about the oil that you're using, just ask your Manitou dealer or send an email to Manitou's Tech. So we want to put in each leg 15 cc of 10 weight 40 oil. To do this, you have to make sure the casting's pulled out a little bit. And also, you have to make sure that with your number 8 Allen key, the rebound rod is pushed all the way in past the threads, otherwise you won't be able to put the oil in. So at this point we're ready to put in our oil. One. Now it's time to reattach our rebound knob and our disc side fastener. To do that, you have to seat your casting. Using our 12mm socket. Okay, once we reach the part of bottom out, remember to put pressure on your brace. Until it's snugged up. Now to install our rebound knob. So now we have to remember to pull out our internal rod with our 8mm Allen key. Snug that up. And now we're ready to reinstall our rebound knob. Number 2 Allen head. Snug it up a little bit. That rebound knob is installed. At this point, your Manitou Tower Pro has the coil reinstalled and is ready to ride.